So you're a young DJ or producer and you're trying to gain attention through social media, but people are just not checking your Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook. How do you get more attention? Let's talk about that right now. Hey guys, what's going on? It's djTLM. You're watching djTLMtv. Welcome to this Q&A video, and today I have this long email from a 13-year-old DJ and EDM producer from Germany. Now I'm going to read you the entire mail because it sketches the situation, and a lot of you can probably relate to what he's talking about. So, 13 years old, DJ, EDM producer from Germany. He uses a DDJ SZ and FL Studio with a lot of plugins. Now he's been producing for 2 years, and he opened a SoundCloud account a year ago, so he can showcase what he's making. Now, in the first couple of weeks, it wasn't that good. He thought about a lot of clicks and likes, but what he got was about 1 click, 1 listen per day. Not that good. This is normal. If you just opened up a SoundCloud account or a Twitter account, whatever, don't expect crazy amounts of followers and listens straight away. It just doesn't work that way. People have to discover you before you get that. All right, back to the email. So after a while, he opened an Instagram account, and at first that helped him out because more people started to listen to his music on SoundCloud. So he utilized another social media outlet, Instagram, to help promote his SoundCloud account, and that can definitely help. Now, he feels that there's a good thing and a bad thing when it comes to Instagram. So at first it was good, but the bad thing is it gave him a negative vibe because he saw a lot of other 13 to 15-year-old producers with a lot of subscribers and clicks, and they have a manager and support from big DJs and a record label, and it made him jealous. So it helped him, but seeing other people achieving what you would like to achieve gave him an envious feeling. Now, even though this is a natural feeling and a lot of us have this, you need to find a way to turn that envious feeling into motivation. Get rid of that negativity, but use it as fuel. So if you see other DJs doing what you would like to do, don't get mad. Look at yourself and figure out how you can get to that same level. But I definitely understand where you're coming from. There was a time that I was following a lot of different DJs on different levels, like local DJs from all over the world. And at a certain point, my own career was not going that great. I had a little slump where I had almost no gigs for a while, like really for a couple of months. And seeing all these other DJs with all these gigs, and now they're here, now they're there, it just did not hit me the right way then. So I actually unfollowed a couple because I did not really need that vibe in my life. Because normally I will use that as fuel, but at that time, it just struck a nerve and hit me in the wrong way. So I still got rid of the negativity just by unfollowing those people so I don't see that on my timeline. If I feel that I cannot use it as fuel, I'll just get rid of it. So one thing you can do, if you see those other DJs, those young DJs and producers, and they're getting all of these things that you feel you deserve yourself, and it's not helping you to motivate yourself, unfollow them. But the best situation is to look at certain people, see what they're doing, see how they did it, and see if some of that applies to you as well, and if you can do some of the same things. But always start with yourself. Don't be like, oh, they have that and I don't have that. What can you do to make that happen for yourself? Now, when it comes to the whole social media thing, let me just check if I got the entire email. Well, that basically was the whole story, but his question is, how can he get that too? And of course, this is what we all want on different levels. You want to do what you see big DJs do, or if you open up a YouTube account, a channel, you want to have the same amount of views as some of the big channels. It is up to you and the material that you deliver. That basically is it, because we live in the social media era and everyone has the ability to open up any account they want to. So this is not something exclusively for you and a couple of people like you. Everyone can start their own Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, or YouTube channel. So there's a lot of people out there. There's a very low threshold. Anyone can do it. You don't have to go through certain steps before you're allowed to do that. Of course, coming from another era, you really had to even pay dues before you were allowed to step on stage. Now the internet is our stage and everyone can just hop on when they want to. So keep that in mind. There's millions and millions of you out there. There are a lot of people who want to do the same thing. Now, a couple of things. Oh, he also says that he knows that I'm a hip hop DJ, but I might still be able to answer. And this is universal. It doesn't matter what kind of music you play or make. This goes for all of us. We all try to use social media to our advantage, and it is a great way to promote yourself. So it helps, but it does take a lot of work. And I noticed that myself, because you can tell, even if I look at certain people, they might have a fantastic following on one of these outlets. Like they might have thousands and thousands, like 20 or 40,000 fans on Facebook. But then you check out their YouTube and there's maybe a couple of thousand, or you check out their Twitter and there's maybe a couple of thousand. Only the big names really have like that big following on all these outlets. And that's because they're so big that they just naturally have all these followers. But if you're not that big, but you do, you have gained some attention through one thing or the other, it doesn't automatically mean that everything's going to have a lot of followers. So if someone discovers your SoundCloud and they like your SoundCloud, it doesn't mean that they like what you say on Twitter. So they don't automatically start to follow you on Twitter as well. All right, guys, there's no one formula or one rule that counts for all of these outlets. But one thing that is important is content. So coming from my personal experience, and I can give you an example. I have over 62,000 subscribers on YouTube. I have maybe close to 4,000 followers on my djTLM Twitter account and close to 2,000 on my djTLMtv Twitter account. So totally different situation. That's because I don't do as much with Twitter. Same with my Instagram. It's, I don't know, 3,500, something like that. And I know I could have a lot more Instagram followers if I really took the time to post on a regular basis and make sure I post things people like. Things that are personal, that really apply to me, but things that people will like. And I have a million ideas of photos that I could post, but it takes time. So you do really have to invest time to make that work. Once you have that bigger following, people will just want to know what's up with you and they might follow you on Twitter and Instagram easier. But at first they have to discover you, and they're going to discover you by your content. So same for me on YouTube. I started to do mixed videos on my djTLM channel, and after a while that started to get noticed. Now, of course, I stopped doing that because of all the rights, the copyright issues. But now with djTLMtv, I made content and I found a niche market where there's not that many people doing it, and I didn't feel that people were doing it. Not a lot of people were doing it in a good way. And I thought it would be a good thing for me to fill that gap. That's what I did, and people discovered it, and that's how the thing started, how the ball started to roll. But only when I started to drop more content did my channel really grow. Because in the first couple of years, I only had a couple of videos, and I had, after like a year and a half or 2 years, I had 2,500 subscribers. Then I started to post a lot of stuff on my channel, and at the end of the year I had 5,000, and next year I was at like 35. It really started to grow exponentially. So there's not one answer that can help you out, but make sure you keep on posting stuff on your SoundCloud. And if Instagram helped you to get more people to check out your SoundCloud, you're doing something right. But getting recognition from big DJs, that doesn't always come just because of skill. There's also networking that comes into play. And keep in mind, a lot of times it might just be that that young DJ has an older brother or a father who knows people who know the big DJs, and that's how they get their cosign from that big DJ. And of course that's going to help. If a well-known producer or DJ links your account in their post, people will come check you out. You've had artists that were virtually unknown, and then someone like Kanye West drops a post on Twitter like, oh, I saw this great video, and bang, all of a sudden that artist has a video with a couple of million views. But you might see 13 and 15-year-old DJs who have like a manager and everything, but trust me, that is still a very small percentage of all of the 13 and 15-year-olds that are out there DJing at home, making music at home. So you're not alone. A lot of people have to deal with this. And I mean, 13,000 subscribers like the one kid had, it's a lot. It's more than I have, but it's still virtually nothing when you compare it to the big names. But it's a great start, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that they made it. There is one more thing I do want to mention, and that is, please don't focus too much on the numbers, because numbers are not always accurate. And what I mean by that is numbers lie, especially if you look at the social media stats. You can buy views, you can buy subscribers, likes, and I've seen Instagram accounts also from people that I actually know, and all of a sudden they had like 20 or 40,000 followers on Instagram. But when I took a look at like 10 or 20 of their pictures, every one of those pictures had maybe 40 to 80 likes. Trust me, if you have 20 to 40,000 followers, you will not just have 40 to 80 likes. I have 3,500 followers on Instagram. I get between 60 and 200 likes for every picture. If you have 20,000 to 40,000 followers, you're gonna have thousands of likes. So just by looking at that, I could tell straight away this is fake. Those are not real subscribers, real followers. And you can see the same thing with some YouTube videos as well. You see crazy amounts of views for a couple of the videos on a certain channel, but no comments, or almost like 20,000 views, 2 comments. Yeah, it doesn't really work like that. It doesn't really happen. So for some that could help. I prefer to keep it 100, keep it real, not just for the sake of keeping it real, but because if I see a number, for instance, for my YouTube channel, I know that that is an accurate number, and those are actual people who decided to click on that subscribe because they liked my content. To me, that's much more important than to have some sort of smokescreen for the world to show them that, look, I have so many subscribers, when it's not real. That doesn't really help me. In the beginning, it might have helped because people noticed that having a lot of followers is interesting for companies. But companies got smart over the years too, and they're going to do a little bit of research when they see that you have a lot of subscribers or followers. They're going to take the same steps I did. They're going to take a look at a couple of pictures and videos, and if the comments and the likes don't add up, they're going to tell that it's not real. So keep that in mind. Don't be too focused on the numbers. So you're 13, you're into DJing, you're into making music, and you see these other 13 to 15-year-olds with more subscribers and views than you do. They may have been working for that a little bit longer, so be patient. Focus on your own stuff. Keep on putting content online, because that's important that you have more content. But still, the number of 13 to 15-year-olds with a lot of followers and labels and everything, that's just a real small percentage of all the young kids out there that are DJing and producing right now. So don't think that you're the one who has no views and all these other kids have all of these views, because it's really not like that. The majority of people into this music are not on a high level and don't have a lot of followers, subscribers, and focus on a way to get yourself to a higher level. If you see others succeed, take a look at what they did to get there. Maybe you're able to use some of the stuff they did and apply it to your own career. But please just focus on yourself. And if you have that envious feeling, really try to turn that into motivation to motivate yourself. And when you see someone succeed, you should be like, that's great. I want to do that too. Let me see what I need to do to make that happen. What steps do I have to take to make that happen? And be honest. Be honest. Are you taking all the steps you need to take to succeed, to get to where you want to get? Because pointing fingers and looking at other people, at the end of the day, it's all about you. You're the one responsible. You're the one in charge. So I hope this helps you out. If anyone has any suggestions on how to improve your social media outlets, put it in the comment section down below. Share the knowledge, help each other out. If there are any other 13 to 15-year-old producers and DJs out there, and if you have some solid advice from one young one to the other, put it in the comment section as well. I know the person who sent me that email will definitely appreciate it. And I know there's a lot of you out there who are dealing with this same stuff. You have your social media outlets, but people are not checking for you yet. Let's talk about it, man. Let's continue that conversation. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me, djTLMtv at djTLM.com. Make sure you click like if you like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And I will be back very, very soon.